Stacks, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Stacks in Texas, down by the river, probably. Down in Laredo? All right. Now I'm on cellular. Maybe it's more smooth. It's good to see you, Stacks. Hi, Dushan. Let's go. I just found out what that meant. Let's go. Night shift. Gotcha. Gotcha. Hope the family is well. The kids are big. Probably Stacks. How much barbecue are you eating? I know I sent them the link, but now I'm on cellular. Sorry about that, guys. You know, you don't want to crowd people's inboxes, but I'm still in bed. What a surprise. Stacks, I hope work is going good. I hope work is going good and not interrupted, because lots happening. A lot of layoffs from top to bottom. So a lot of that is happening. Doesn't matter if you're in IT or code. Yeah, AI is now telling engineers and code writers, yeah, that what you said before doesn't apply so much. We can do what your job is. Yo, germs. I wore 68 like 2 days ago. Dennis, Orbelina Adonis, welcome. Snacks, Dushan, and Yerms. Where's my, I can't follow here. Give me a second, guys. I'm just experimenting here with an invite, and Eugene's walking to the slowly to the gym. 68 is so pretty. It's florals. If you don't like florals, then stay clear of it. Okay. Let me see if I can get it on the laptop here. Okay, now I get on my laptop. I see everybody. Send him the link. But anyway, it worked before, and he saw the link and he clicked on it. So, but now instead of my Wi-Fi, which is really coconut Wi-Fi here, I switched to cellular. It seems to be more smoother, and it's not dragging as much as I go like this. So I have no experience with this, the EDT. So is it true that this was the first one? This is the 1921 Chanel number 5, and the EDP is not? Because I was reading up on it, so I don't know. I have no. It seems more spicy. It seems more spicy than the EDP I had. So thanks everybody. And this is makeup-y, and it's creamy. So I do like it. So I got these last week and I'm very happy. I wore this yesterday. Very nice. Even though it's not fall, I wore it. Stacks, what are you wearing these days? I have no clear picture. I mean, are you wearing clones? Are you wearing Paco Rabanne? Are you wearing Dior? So it's been a long time. All I remember is you barbecue everything and anything. So, Sutu, thanks for coming back. EDT is first. That's what I gather. This is the real formula, huh? And the EDP is more modern because everything back then was EDT, which was very strong. So I got the Splendide she gave me, even though I didn't like it. But she said, "Wait, try the dry down." So uh, I believe her. I didn't like the opening. It smelled like rhubarb, and but it's raspberry. But anyway, it was too much. But she says it calms down. My sales assistant at Bloomingdale's Chanel counter. So you know, H24 EDP. That's good. 100 degrees, no problem. Just got inspired by Antonio Barrios Ganymede. Yes, I've sniffed Ganymede a handful of times. I've tried to wear it maybe once or twice, and then every time I wore it, I had to wash it off. So I've yet to give it a full wear. It's a tough one. Germ said I just threw on some Fleurs d'Orange. Germs is a floral lover, which you got to be. You got to be. I was talking to the delivery guy today, and we're talking about Reflection Man. He's got the newer version, one of the older versions. It's like you got to like jasmine. You have to like white florals, and then you'll like Reflection Man. Yeah, it's kind of sweet. It's a little bit kind of cloying, but it's a masculine jasmine. Okay, Eugene.
What's up, Bobby? Well, not too far. I got lots of time, though. Well, how else would I get there? I could drive, but why would I drive when I can walk? No, it's not 12 miles away. It's only a few kilometers away. But that's not a reason to drive. Like, when do we start driving everywhere? Like, we've only had cars. Cars have only been alive for about 100 years. Like, what did we do before? Take horses everywhere? How do we get to places? So how are we going to get to work if they take away our cars?
You're not going to, because no one's going to work, and they're going to roll out the UBI. I mean, starting now in California. So, hi, Brandon. Hi, Christine. Brandon. The UBI is a real thing going to be happening.
What's
So,
that? What's UBI?
Universal Basic Income, welfare.
How are they going to pay for that?
I mean, not for you. I mean,
Well, how's the
they
government
have
going
to
to pay
try.
for that?
They're going to print money and your taxes, because it'll cost them more if people get even more mad and then say like the debt bubble blows up. They can't let it go. It's a real problem right now. It's at the end of the road. So
What is?
UBI is going to happen.
You think so?
Yeah, the debt situation and the financial
Well, why would
world.
anybody work then if they're going to give everyone income? Why
Exactly.
would anybody want to work?
There's going to be no work for them anyway because they're
Well,
already
people
fired,
have to
and
work because people want things. People enjoy things. People love
well, they're not going to be able to get them.
spoiling
Hey,
themselves. So how will they be able to get a frappuccino if people don't want to work and make one?
they're going to
You
have
know,
to
you
settle for
need
a cup of
you
coffee.
need these people, and that's why they open the floodgates and let people into the country because they know
Uh, they
people want to work, but not the
they
local
did that for
people.
GDP. AI is really taking over from from the low end of the ladder all the way up to the top. Even the code writers, even the computer science people, they're going to be gone.
Yeah, but AI is a cheap replacement, and you can always tell artificial from real, from nature. There's a huge difference.
Uh, I think a lot of stuff out there that people
Even
watch, they don't
reading,
know.
even reading something that was written by AI is so obvious. Content that was
Okay.
created by AI,
Okay.
it's pretty easy
Well,
to spot.
it's probably been around for a handful of years, maybe 10 years, but now the technology is through the roof. Um, the doctors are going to disappear. The doctors is going to be AI in your iPhone. I mean, it's terrible. It's not good, but this is the collapse.
You think
This
it's
is
the
why I.
collapse or the
This is
beginning?
why I got my Chanel. So
What is
this is not good.
collapsing, Bobby?
The super financial debt cycle.
The
It's
supernova?
yeah, it's too much to handle. Even on the interest on the debt is
Your government's spending too much money, Bobby. Spending more money
well.
than they're making.
That's how they made GDP. Is they just issued debt and printed money, but now it can't go on forever. Just
Well,
like
don't worry. The dummy up here used to say the budget will balance itself. How,
yeah,
how how's
you
this
guys
going to
are an
pay
expert.
for it? And he'd be like, "Oh, don't worry, it'll pay for itself. The budget
Yeah,
will balance itself." He used to say.
those guys know less than the people working hard. Those guys know less because it's those people that are in the club.
I don't think
So
anybody really knows what's going on. They're just all kind of going with it. This is everybody's first time doing this. Nobody's ever done this before.
well, empires collapse as they expand too much. To say like Rome, and they to the far reaches, and they couldn't finance it anymore. Then they started making their silver coins and shaving them and clipping them, and you have inflation, and then later it just got unmanageable, and then the hordes came in and invaded. I mean, empires collapse. Everything collapses, right? It goes up and it has to come down on the other side of the curve. It's just natural. Um, and yeah, the great experiment is already started to collapse. Anyway, that's why we're doing this because we can uh, we can enjoy ourselves during chaotic times.
Right,
Yeah.
right. We can create our own reality, our false perception of reality.
Now, I've never worn my number 5 EDT yet. I've just sniffed it, and I've worn my low number 5 once or twice now. So next will be my 5 EDT, and I was talking to people in the chat. It's the original, isn't it? The EDT, the 1921,
It
as
might be
opposed
the
to
pure
the EDT.
parfum. Parfum might
So
be the first release, and then EDT.
I see. But the EDT formula is a lot older than the present day EDP. Is that right?
Yes, yes,
Okay. All right.
I would agree with that.
It seems more spicier, but I think I haven't worn it yet, so I just don't know.
The
But
EDP that wears very heavy. The aldehydes are so big and soapy.
uh
The EDT are a little bit more manageable. I find they're more finessed.
finesse team. that's from that's from that movie that Germs and I like. You hit it right with the 5. The number 5 is the number 5 for Hawaii, the low, because it's kind of refreshing. There you are, that same background. Okay, that's the front of the gym, which are probably like 7 people in there. I see.
No,
But it really is creamy and enjoyable.
right. Lemony. It was very lemony and citrusy and
I like it.
floral, powdery. Yeah, soft, creamy, creamy, creamy. I almost like this. I like this more than I like, the Allure Edition Blanche with the lemons.
They are similar.
I
You're
like this
right.
better.
You just made me think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lemons and vanilla. Creamy lemons and creamy vanilla. Like a lemon pound cake or something.
Uh huh. That is a connection. That's right. I'm gonna maybe sniff both of them tomorrow. But here in Hawaii 5 land, this is the 5, I think. So this works.
Coconut
Um,
lands.
yeah, I want to. Well, next time my friend comes over from England, I'm gonna spray this on her. But maybe I can spray this on some experimental people in the meantime. So because I want to smell it in the air, kind of thing.
Guess what I'm wearing, Bobby?
Jubilation 25.
No, I wore
Uh,
that recently. Beautiful, beautiful. I love
Ombre
that.
Nuit.
No,
Ombre Nuit.
oh, I wore that yesterday. I'm probably wearing a spray of Ombre Nuit, but I'm wearing something
They.
different. I love Ombre Nuit. Do you have Ombre Nuit?
I do. I want the new one, and I've sampled the new ones a couple of times, but I wouldn't mind getting a new one to compare and having enough for the future. But
What do you
I
mean the
love this.
new one? New one what? New Ombre Nuit or the Spree?
The new ombre. Oh, you're right. Uh,
Which ombre
um,
are you talking?
I'm talking about the one they sell in the new uh, after Damashi left, and
Oh,
the
do you have your bottle available there? Your Ombre Nuit?
I can go get it. Yeah, mine's from 2015, I think,
Yeah, go
and
get
I'll
it.
never part with it.
Go get it. Let's
So
talk about Ombre Nuit.
I'd love to. Hold on.
How's everybody doing in the chat? How's the chat doing? Christine is here. Germs is here. Dushan. Brandon is here. What's happening, everybody? Karen is here. What's happening, Karen? How's life treating you guys?
Pink pepper, grapefruit,
Grapefruit.
and rose. Yeah,
I got
I like this.
cinnamon. Oh, spray it on. You get a blast of cinnamon right in the top.
Yeah, I heard you saying that. You heard you saying mitza. I
And
don't know.
coriander. Yeah,
Yeah, coriander.
got that super spicy cinnamon.
I mean, some of it must be in here. It makes sense. I love this stuff so much. I don't need another one. I have enough, but I
What
wouldn't
size
mind to
bottle is
compare.
that?
This is the 250, and this is like when I was brand new in the journey.
That's
And
250. It's still more than half full.
yeah,
I have a
and
125 ml bottle, and mine will last me for the rest of my life, for certain.
I don't
But
know about that.
I
I don't know
you
about
don't think
that.
so?
Uh,
You don't
oh
think
yeah,
so?
you just brought up what I forgot, the Esprit. Shit, I
Yeah,
got to smell that.
I kind of want to revisit the Esprit now. I'm obsessed. I'm really obsessed with roses lately.
Well, this is one of my favorite roses. I'm not a huge rose fan, and this is so powdery. I love the powder in this.
Yeah, really
I
powdery.
love it.
It's a
This is
bit
in my top
milky
five.
too. Incensey, vanillic, but it's got something addictive, something really addictive in the dry down. Something
Yeah,
that wants me like coming back for more.
like an
There's
Ambroxan thing.
no something more like edible, like something I want to bite into, like a cookie, or it might be the benzoin, the
Yeah,
sweet benzoin. Benzoin's always really edible. Like
I remember Christo. He said this to you. He said on your video or his, "This is drinkable." So I always quote him.
drinkable.
I agree with him. This is drinkable, not edible.
Interesting.
To me, it's drinkable. So
Yeah,
poured into a glass.
you know how Grand Soir has that sweet benzoin in the base? Like you
Yeah,
want to bite into it? Like
yeah.
this kind of has a feeling of that, like a vanilla cookie.
Well, I love meats because of the incense, not because of the honey and cinnamon. But I like the cinnamon, and I put up with the honey and mitza. But I love the incense in that. Um, yeah, they're cousins.
Do you have pizza?
Yeah, that was probably my first prize, and I could just after that I could just retire. When Rudy
Yes.
gave me a contact in Paris and said you can still get this, but it's just going to be a little bit of money with the delivery charge, and it happened. And then I passed on some of that information to maybe one or two other people, and they got pizza. So this is what happened with Mitza. I gave up on it. And I thought I was never gonna, but then you had it, and Rudy, I gave Rudy some stuff, and then he said, "I owe you one, Bobby." And then Eugene owes me some samples. So you were making samples for Rudy right on camera, and you gave him Mitza, and he gave that to me, and that was my first. So it wasn't a blind buy. So my first sniff of Mitza was out of your spray, and I said, I want this. And then I got it the same way Rudy did from Paris, and it went to Harrods. Paris sent it to Harrods in London, and then London sent it to me, DHL. But I doubt if that girl still works there. I'm not sure, but she really worked out.
You get honey in Mitza?
Honey is in Mitza. Yeah.
Why can't I remember honey in Mitza? It's kind of blowing my mind right now. To me, it's a
Honey is
big
in Mitza,
rose.
right, everybody? Yeah, it is, I
To
think.
me, it's a big rose, amber, incense, patchouli, rock rose. It's another incredible rose perfume, I gotta say. But I find it very related to Ombre Nuit. They're cousins, for sure.
Yeah, that's what you said this morning. Yeah. So,
Ombre Nuit's a bit softer. Mitza is a bit more kind of like rock starish.
yeah.
I find Mitza bigger and bolder.
Which one's more feminine? Which one's more masculine? That's a good question.
Ombre Nuit is more femme. I find Mitza more sharp and pointy and jagged,
Mm-hmm.
leathery, like studded leather,
Mm-hmm.
black leather jacket, roses.
I think Ombre Nuit is just like Coromandel. I mean, it can be masculine as hell,
Ooh,
and then a girl wearing it, it can be like a woman's perfume. So
it's
it just
it's
depends.
amazing. Back then, like those original Dior's were incredible, eh? Those early Dior's, not just the original, but those early Dior's, like Bois d'Argent and Ombre Nuit, Leather
Yeah,
Oud.
yep.
They
And
were
it wasn't
really,
that
really good.
long ago. So, but
Where the hell
you
did
know,
it all go wrong?
again, greatness can't last forever.
Fall of
It
the
finishes.
Dior Empire?
It can't. I mean, it's got to stop. I don't get bent out of shape. It's done, and they're not doing it anymore. And I agree with it. Guerlain's the same way. I'm not a huge Hermes fan, but that's the jury says that that's the only one still standing, and Chanel. But you're gonna
Yeah.
pay. You're gonna pay the big money.
You got to
So
pay huge bucks, ugly bucks. Those
yeah.
were the ugly bucks.
So if you were in this 10 years before or 15, which is not that long, you benefited because you had the stuff and it wasn't as
Like
high as now.
like anything, if you bought a house 10 years ago, you benefited. You know what I mean? You've profited off of it.
I
It's
told you
gone
the
up in
super cycle's
value.
over. Yeah. Uh,
Everything's gone up. What's the last Guerlain you bought?
uh, the last one I wanted was I got my hands on Super Delicious Vanille, and I got a backup of Queer Beluga, and
Oh,
I got um,
I want a bottle of Queer Beluga of the new stuff.
uh, you got to have a backup of Queer Beluga. So I
Yeah,
got TV, and then the one you mentioned, the Bois d'Argent, the same girl, Monardo.
I want to get a backup of even the modern stuff, Queer Beluga.
Yep.
I might even want a bottle of SDV, and I want a bottle of Oud Nude now. I kind of like Oud Nude.
Okay. I remember when you got that. I mean, or smelled it.
Yeah, it was like, ugh, didn't like it, but I've been revisiting it and I like it. But
Uh,
you never guess what I'm wearing.
I was guessing Ombre Nuit, and then this morning was it's different than what your live was on this morning.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
cologne.
68.
Yes.
Cologne 68
Yeah.
that me and Germs and Jonathan have. Yep. I wore
Yes,
that
sir.
3 days ago. So you're smelling floral, floral, wicked floral,
Vanillas.
but still masculine. You know what I was thinking yesterday about 68? I was listening to some Stones, and I love uh, the Stones like in 69 and 70. Mick Jagger could wear 68, cologne 68, with all those flower children shirts and all that. That's
Yeah,
that's what I think of with 68. The
hippie.
love, yeah, the LA, San Francisco, and London. So with the florals. Yeah.
He's such a hippie, eh?
Yeah, he
Big
can do it.
lips.
He would wear 68, Jagger, at Altamont. So
You think so? I can see him in something green and mossy for sure.
I
Like polo green or Paco Rabanne Pudom or something really green. You know who else I can see in something, a ton of oak moss? I think the greatest oak moss wearer of all time would have to be Ricky Henderson of the Oakland A's. You know, you
You're
know
kidding
Ricky.
me.
No,
Polo
man, he's.
green. Yeah, I can see him in polo green.
I just imagine that guy reeked of oak moss. He was so flashy, and I don't know.
He
I
was
just
the
picture him
best
reeking
base
of
stealer.
oak moss. Yeah,
Yeah,
one of the
you're right.
greatest of all time. You know what I
He
mean?
was the best
So he
base
has to
stealer
smell the
ever.
best. So
Hmm.
I just see him like being in an oak moss bomb. Plus, he played with Oakland, and Oakland has those green mossy colors too, and yellow. He played in those greens and yellows too, right? Like
Yeah,
those
I know.
earthy colors. He
I
played in
hate
those
those guys.
classic Oakland athletic colors. I don't even
Uh,
know where they're playing anymore. They've moved a couple of times since then. I think they're in Vegas now or something that doesn't even make sense to me.
Wait a minute. Either they or the Giants are in Sacramento. They moved. They
Oh
can't
yeah,
be.
it could be Sacramento. I think yeah,
So
you're right.
so I think it's Oakland. The Oakland Raiders, the Oakland A's. They're all gone.
Yeah,
And
everybody's moving. Why is everybody moving out of Oakland? What's going on in Oakland? Is
you
Oakland a big
cannot conduct
shithole?
business. You can't conduct business in Oakland. What are you
Why
talking
not?
about? Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Why not?
because you're just going to get jacked. You go into the 7-Eleven as you're getting gas, and you just rented the car.
Oh,
You're going to get jacked.
all
I'm
right,
talking.
right,
Yeah, that's not
huh,
hyperbole.
right, right.
Well, what about the Mets? What about our Mets?
What
It's
about them?
strong. What about them? They're tougher than last year, and last year they just suddenly became tough. Uh,
I thought
if
they. I don't know. When they signed Soto, I thought they fucking blew that, man. They spent way too much money on that guy.
he'll add his talent, but they're so tough and they don't care, right? They got the I don't care attitude, where the Yankees are spoiled and they have to put up with all that stressy press. The Mets are just loose and
Loosey goosey.
they almost took three from the Dodgers, and they ended up splitting it. But if the Dodgers screw up, I mean, the Dodgers should win the.
Not possible. Not the Dodgers cannot
You're right.
screw this up.
They should be a lock for the World Series. But I'm thinking Rudy has a chance to see the Mets and the Yankees in the World Series finally. So
Yeah, they can't screw that up. I think the Dodgers will win it again. They're too strong.
that's on paper, yeah. But
They're too good.
something's going to
It'll
happen.
probably be Yankees Dodgers again though. Rematch.
That was piss poor. That was a flop. Yeah,
Aaron Judge looks incredible.
it's unbelievable, and he's a nice guy too. Hold
All these guys are nice guys. If you compare it to 80s baseball, 90s baseball, those guys were aggressive. Those guys would come in at you cleats first. They would dive into the second baseman cleats first to break up a double play. You know what I mean? And they didn't
up.
care if they were going to injure you.
That's how
Uh,
they should play.
they
That's
used
unallowed anymore.
they used to charge the mound. They would dive at the catcher, cleats first. You know what I mean? How many catchers has Pete Rose knocked out? You don't see that anymore. You don't see those guys playing like they used to. Charlie Hustle.
I think they would get well,
Well, you
like
still have guys like Brian Harper. You know, he's a little bit of a psychopath and he's exciting to watch. But you don't have like you remember Albert Belly and all those guys that would charge the mound. They just go nuts.
barely. I don't know. I barely know that name. I do
He
own
used to play on the
Blue
Cleveland
Blue de
Indians.
Chanel perfume. Okay.
He played
Well,
on the amazing Cleveland Indians team with Kenny Lofton and
I don't know anything about the Cleveland Indians except for the movie Major League, and that's part of that's true, where they were in the shitter so long, and people got sick of them. But that's
well,
a pretty good movie.
they're cursed, those fuckers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if the Dodgers screw up, I think the Yankees are gonna, be playing the Mets. But the pitcher on the Detroit Tigers is he's above everything. That guy is unbelievable. I forget his
Which
name.
pitcher on the Tigers?
On the Tigers, and his name doesn't come. He's kind of a
There's
nerdy looking guy. He
there's
went
one
nine
on
innings.
there's one on Pittsburgh. Skeens
Yes,
looks
he's
like
one of the best.
incredible.
Yep. And then the Dodgers guy broke his own team's record. I'm sorry, the Tigers guy of striking out 13, going the whole distance. And this Tigers guy, he threw faster in the ninth inning than he did in the first inning. And that's not easy to do. So he threw 102, almost 103 miles an hour. And it was his fastest pitch, and it was the last inning. And that happened
They
last with the Detroit Tiger pitcher of the past.
they
So,
clock pitchers differently now than they used to. You know that, right?
yeah. Yeah. But I don't know I don't know the finer points behind that, because they talk about Nolan Ryan, and he might be,
The
yeah,
fastest, or Randy Johnson.
yeah, up like
I
107 or something.
I think right now they're or Pedro. How about Pedro Martinez?
Is
Right.
that, yeah, is that
The
oil can?
No, that's Oil Can Void.
Okay,
Oil Can, yeah, and the Montreal Expos and Boston Red Sox.
right. He had a temper, didn't
Yeah, Pedro had a temper. Pedro would have no problem plunking you. If you were crowding the plate, he'd hit you, no problem. Or
That's what he did, and
if you hit one of his guys, be sure he would retaliate and plunk somebody.
that's how it should be. And no one
That's
understands
how
that now.
that's how it was back then.
All right, all right. Most people, we like talking about this in hockey, but I want to get some exclusives. I want to get the numbers viral. So no one watches this station, Eugene. So what's on your mind lately? Any Is the business side, is everything going smooth, or the delays really pissing you off? And you're putting the fluid in the bottles soon? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Bottles are being filled. No, I'm not pissed. There's nothing to
No,
be pissed.
no, no.
No, everything's
But
going great. Everything's going exactly how it's supposed to, and when they'll be ready, whenever
what about
that
the
is.
labels? What about the labels?
Labels will be ready next week.
What was the glitch with those? I heard there was a glitch.
Yeah, there's a spelling error on the labels.
One
Yeah,
letter.
yeah, one letter was left out. One letter left, one letter out. I never noticed. I swear to God, I never noticed it. I went back in all my files. I was like, "How the hell did it? How?" And
Scuba.
it was even underlined for me. You know what I mean? Like error.
So
And it's
you told the name of your number four fragrance. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
So what is it again? What
I
is it?
can't remember right now, Bobby.
You don't know the name of your new perfume?
No, I forgot.
Something garden, a walk, a philosopher's walk.
Oh, I
Yes.
don't remember. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Could be that, Bobby.
Philosopher's walk.
I
Okay.
don't remember what it was right now.
Dude, no one watches this, and I don't have the patience to keep them up, so I always delete them. So philosopher's walk.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was it.
okay, it was something like that, and it's very floral.
It's partially floral. It's not. Yeah, it's partially floral. It's got
Okay.
florals in it. It's got a nice
Well,
dose of florals in the heart, like a nice arrangement of florals.
I want to contribute, so put me down for a bottle. I'm gonna buy it. You think you're gonna be able to have a sample first, or it's all gonna come and it's just gonna be selling the bottles
Yeah, we'll have samples. We'll have samples, of course. Eventually, or yeah, we'll have samples.
before the bottles?
Well, no, not before the bottles, because I don't have the bottles yet, so I can't make samples until I get the bottles. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
I got to
I
receive
thought
the bottles first.
So they haven't sent you a new bottle of the juice lately. So you
No.
really are out of it. I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And that'll be maybe, I'm going to guess maybe 2.5 months from now. And
Yeah, that's a good timeline. I think I think shipping is going to be the biggest thing right now. Getting it over, going through duties and customs and all of that stuff.
I don't think that's going to be fun. Yeah.
No, it always sits on the dock for 10 days before they undock it, file it, ship it, register. There's all sorts of blue tape and paperwork and um,
And then your Canada Post, they're not reliable anymore. Things are just falling apart with Canada Post.
Bobby, what the hell's going on in this world, man? Nothing makes sense anymore.
The
It's like even
debt
my own
super,
life stopped making sense. I had to remake
right.
sense of my whole entire life. You know what I mean?
Well, join the club. Yep. Yep. Everyone's going through it, and it's not pleasant. A lot of people.
It's not pleasant, but it is. It's amazing to be able to rebuild yourself or rediscover yourself and find a new path. It is actually amazing. It's the best thing to do, man. It is.
The
If you
hell's
can,
so funny, Brandon? Brandon's LMFAO. He's laughing at you. He's not laughing at me. Eh.
he's not laughing at me. He's laughing with me, man.
Have you smelled some of the rare Chanel's that he has, like number 46? I mean, I
No.
thought that was a joke, but it really is true. And you haven't, I, I haven't smelled it.
Look, Brandon's going through his own shit. You think
Yeah,
Brandon doesn't have shit?
of course he does. He's a very young boy. He looks like one of those. Like I said before, remember you were in like junior high school, and the one guy was like faster than everybody else, and he had a mustache already, and he had
Yeah.
that super growth. Yeah, that's him. So
Dude, this motherfucker used to go to Diddy parties. Look at him, man. He looks like that guy could have been at Diddy parties easy.
he was at those parties, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Dude, he
didn't
was
know
a
that.
model.
Well, I thought he was a restaurant chef and a fighter or something.
That's what
So
he is now. But he was like, he was a model before or something. I think he modeled for Diddy.
I bet he's 28 pounds overweight right now.
You think so? That's
I don't
probably
know. I
because
don't
he's hung like a donkey.
know. Did he say that?
Did he say what?
I know he's probably disclosed everything to you, so I am
No,
letting
I
you
mean,
know.
just look at those cheekbones, bro. Nobody has to say anything. You just look at him.
He's a young man.
Look at those
He's a young man.
cheekbones.
He comes to me and says, "Bob, what do I do?" He's a young man, so I thought he was a 35-year-old, and then he's got these really obscure-looking Guerlain bottles, and then Chanel that it looked like he unearthed from a time capsule in underneath a school, and then I'm like, "What's going on here?" So that was funny. Well, yeah, Pradeep and I were a little skeptical in the beginning there. He had these Guerlain bottles with no stoppers with just corks in them. I'm like, I never seen that. So, you know,
Is Pradeep here? I don't see him.
I just saw his name. He's here somewhere. So, Philosophico's Walk. Hello, everyone. Sue, too, Christine, Brandoni,
Brandon says, "Take
Dushan,
it easy on me." I don't think Brandon's enjoying being put on the spot.
Parfum. Oh, he knows I kid 100% of the time. So, but whatever. I mean, all that stuff he had was so fantastical. I mean, he had to be vetted somehow. So I wonder what he's been doing with it. I hope he's sold some because he wanted to sell them. So yeah,
Well, he's a hustler, no doubt.
he's,
He buys and sells, buys and sells.
that's what I thought. He was,
That's what the
on the
vintage
dealer.
market is: buy and sell, buy low, sell high.
Uh, Now you're going to go in there, and then you're going to go in there for an hour or so. When you come out, it's going to be like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you're
What's
gonna
it
go
now? I can't see the time.
right now for you. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're gonna go eat before you
Eat?
sleep, or no
Uh,
eat, no eat.
I might if I'm hungry. I don't feel hungry right now, though. Right now, I'm gonna say no, but I mean that could change in 2 hours, right?
Well, I know, but isn't there like a routine when you work
Yeah,
out
when
and
I
then
go
you
to
sleep?
work, yeah, I've already had my dinner though, because I have Fridays off, so Fridays breaks my routine.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, if I was working, I would get off around 2. Usually, I can leave at 1 or 1:30 or whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I leave at 12. Then I would come back to the gym and either lift some more weights if I didn't lift enough during the day, or just do sauna. Then I'd walk home and cook 1 pound of um, grass-fed lean ground beef and six eggs, and I
Yeah.
would have that for my protein, and that would
Yeah.
be like my one meal for the day. And I'd have like like a big cup of blueberries and strawberries and as much fruit as I want really.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll fat, and then then I'll go to sleep around 6 a.m. Wake up around noonish and fast till the next day. Like I usually get 24-hour fasts, and which are really good if you have like I don't know. I think fasting is really good for healing the body, any sort of autoimmune diseases, or
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
even if you have like high blood sugar. It's good to keep the sugar down. It fights off any kind of disease.
I believe it.
Fasting.
You can,
Yeah,
yeah. This
fasting.
new person I met, that she's like a health, what do you call it, advisor in her life, and she uh, reverses type 2 diabetes, with no,
By
the natural
fasting.
way.
By
Probably
fasting.
that probably that's a big part of it.
Well,
So
yeah. I mean, the doctor will give you medication for it. They won't.
they'll give you
Fasting is
medication
the
for everything.
best natural way. Yeah, fasting is the best natural way to
Right.
get, and you can survive. I mean, some people fast for weeks, and they survive and they lose tons of weight. But fasting is
Well,
just about keeping your insulin down. And some
she,
people are, when you're constantly have sugar in your bloodstream, you become insulin resistant, where your body doesn't even know how to create insulin anymore, because that hormone is just pounded to death by sugar. The sugar
yeah, yeah,
has inflamed your hormone. That hormone doesn't even want to wake up, just because it's constantly. It needs to get the oil changed, and you change the oil by fasting, by starving it of sugar, and
yeah,
by like, jump starting your nervous system. You know, but you can do it. You can reverse insulin resistance. You just got to fast and keep away from sugar. Sugar is a poison for your body. Sugar is inflammation, right? And it's highly addictive, and the food industry knows that.
mentioned something I never heard of, and I'll just mention this quick, and I'll ask you about your 68. She mentioned she went to a retreat down in Costa Rica where the ancient native people there, they don't even eat anything. They they survive by breathing in the air somehow, and then that gives their body energy. And
The
how can it
energy
give
they need.
calories? Yeah, and this cycle, and I
Well,
just
there's some
I can't believe
religions
it.
that believe that you don't
Air.
even need food to survive. You could survive off of sunlight. Like sunlight
That,
is energy.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
what she was.
I'm sure there's more to it, like grounding and shit. But hell, I
Hey,
want to
man,
eat food. I want to eat food.
I studied thermodynamics a little bit, and you need calories in, calories out. I mean, come on, but that she says it, and she did it for a while. Anyway, uh, how is the 68? Can you still detect it on you? Did you?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
it has good staying power, in
It's
my opinion.
super aromatic, eh?
Yeah,
Very
and
aromatic, yeah, and refreshing, cooling. It has a good cooling agent to it.
it's got good longevity,
Yeah.
and it's like the hippie flower children, Mick Jagger. So
Yeah, very
that's
vanillic.
nice.
It's
Yeah,
spicy, but
it's
they're not
orangey.
cutting spices. They're like sweet and sour spices, kind of. I think there's coriander in here. It's a really
Uh,
beautiful cologne. It's a lot like SDV in a way. The
can
SDV vanilla.
can you distinguish? Can you talk about coriander? Because sometimes I think it's cumin and it's coriander, and that are they in the same spice rack level, or I
Well,
think
coriander is almost like a parsley, right? It's a green root.
I smell it at the spice, the health store. It's these round little balls. I think
Oh,
before you
coriander
grind them up.
seed. Coriander
Seed.
seed.
That's what I
That's the
smell, but
seed.
it's it's not
I thought
distinct to me.
coriander was a green spice, but to me it smells green as well.
Hmm.
It
It
could be
smells dusty.
dry. No, no, it could be dry, but it can also be wet. I think Ombre Nuit has coriander. I think Don's Putty has corianders. You have Don Putty, right, from Celine?
Yeah, yeah.
Coriander is cilantro. Okay, that makes
Is,
sense if it's true.
is
I
that
thought it was,
true?
yeah, green and wet and rooty. It kind of
Cilantro is
it's
coriander?
it, they kind of
Okay.
they sell it with like parsley at the grocery store, wherever you find your parsley. It'll be there with that parsley, watercress.
Okay. That I didn't know. I'm only familiar with the seed in the spice rack. So I
Yeah,
got it. I got it. All right.
basil, thyme, that sort of stuff. So aromatic. It'll be with the aromatics.
I think there's coriander in Bois Dominique. Does that ring a bell with you, or because I thought maybe cumin was, and because you were talking about your favorite cumins, and I know I smell a cumin. I like cumin a little.
I like cumin
I
too.
don't love it, but I like it,
I
and
like it too.
I think it's not listed in Bois Dominique, and coriander was. So
Cumin, clove. Cumin and clove was always a big thing with Jean with Frederic Malle. Almost all of Frederic Malle perfumes have clove, and that's kind of where I fell in love with clove. And then cumin was more of a Jean Claude Elena thing.
mm,
He's the one
mm.
that's always pulling out
That guy's,
the
yeah.
cumin, the cardamom. He loves cardamom too.
Moose says it's in the same family. So coriander
Oh,
and yeah.
I smelled
So
Iris
cumin.
Tarefi again today at the boutique. I just picked, and the cardamom really surprised. The amount of cardamom coming from Iris Tarefi. It's this big waxy iris with
Yes.
coffee and cardamom, right?
Yeah. I think it's okay. I like it. Um, but like for instance, Fosco, that's his favorite arts and materials out of the whole shooting match. So he likes it a lot, and a lot of people like. I like it, but not much more. It's and it's
What
feminine.
What'd you think of tobacco honey?
I didn't. I think I smelled that a long time ago. But you know what I do like is I like um, what Joyous Tuberos. I like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Joyeuse.
I like that one. I could wear. I mean, I could get a bottle of that. So one of these days. All right, we'll let you go in unless you have something else to talk about. I don't like keeping people, but uh, I thought you drove and parked and went into the gym, so I didn't know you walked
Sometimes
there.
I do. Sometimes I
Yeah,
do.
you did. Yeah.
I mean, I do during the day, right? In the evening, I don't mind walking. I'm not in the rush. I got all the time in the world in the evening. But I like walking. I like getting my steps in.
Mm-hmm.
To get in at least 10,000 steps a day, right? Like we were born to walk. We weren't born to sit in offices and caves and all day, or we were made to walk. We were
Your
designed to walk.
your old man already knows that. He walks more than you.
He
So
walks 15 kilometers every day. He's
oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe
83 years old.
it.
He
And
walks.
he'll bring home some strange, interesting people sometimes, and you just,
Bro, there's been times my mom's come home and he's having coffee with ladies in the dining room. And
well,
my
what are
dad's
they
like,
gonna? Yeah.
I've just met this lady and I invited her in the house, and my mom's laughing her head off. She's like, oh my God, guess what? Your dad brought home a new friend.
Well, you know who's gonna get pissed is that lady said you didn't say you were married. That she
No,
might get
no,
pissed.
no. It's nah, no, they know. My dad's very open. He tells them, and
He's a stubborn. He won't
he's a
try the eau
smooth
sauvage.
talker. He loves talking to women.
Why don't you try to have him use the eau sauvage for an aftershave? Eau sauvage. He won't.
Yeah,
He doesn't care.
nah, he has no interest. He was gardening all day today. That's his interest. If I were to spray that to him, I think it would be a nuisance for him. He'd be like, "Why are you spraying that on me?" You know, like,
What aftershave? He knows aftershave.
yeah, maybe on the Sunday, or he
Man,
just likes working in the field. Today he was planting tomatoes and stuff.
yeah, he has eau sauvage written all over it. He could give a shit when you were, hey, kind of keep it quiet. I'm doing a video. He was like, get out of here. I'm getting my grape nuts. And he opens up in the refrigerator.
What was he checking the mail? I think he might have been, I don't know, opening the mail or
Yeah,
putting his cookies or
he
his
didn't,
tea away. I have no idea what he was doing.
and you didn't cut it. You went right with it. So that was funny. I enjoyed that. So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's nice to have him around while he's still here. You know what I mean? To enjoy him while I still can. I
We're very
feel lucky.
lucky.
Yeah, I feel really
Yeah,
lucky to have him around still. Honestly.
yeah. All right, buddy. So I don't know who's going to win the cup. It's I think the Oilers. Oh man, I just don't want Florida to win, and I live in the U.S. I don't think any team from Florida, United States. No offense, should be playing hockey. First of all, I mean they're all from New York. All the people living down there. So
Yeah, it's all these warm weather places. When you see them winning Stanley Cups, you're like, what the hell? What's going on in this world? Things
I
just
don't
don't
even
make any sense.
I don't even understand some of these new teams. I don't know. Salt Lake City has a hockey team now, and
The Golden
Las
Knights, like
Las
what the hell?
Vegas, and
Vegas,
then Las
Golden
Vegas
Knights,
is yeah, and they're really good.
Carolina,
They're a powerhouse. They don't care about
Carolina,
hockey in North Carolina.
Dallas,
Yeah, yeah.
Dallas. You know what I mean? I remember Dallas was Minnesota before that. Minnesota deserves a team. They're a cold weather state.
They do, but you know what? Those guys could give
Minnesota
a
North
shit.
Stars.
They like their college hockey more than the North Stars. Wisconsin and Minnesota. That's what I perceived growing up. They love their what do you call it? The Beavers and then the Minnesota, whatever they are. They love the college hockey more. They like it. So and North Dakota. So they're and
Yeah.
they're ice fishing and they're ice fishing.
Now
So
Seattle's got a team.
come on.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I remember when it used to be a 21 team league. That's probably when it was the greatest hockey ever. That's when you had the best superstars because the less teams you have, like the less the league was watered down. Now you have a 30 league team, so you got nine more teams that you got to fill spaces for of players that just weren't good enough to make the 21 team league team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
So everything
uh,
became kind of like watered
no,
down
there's a
hockey for a long time.
no. I think they had to expand because the
Well,
amount of great hockey players in the world got so much larger. We're talking Europe, the Czech Republic, and Russia. They they kick ass on the old guys. I mean, the skill level is like it's incredible. They can fill 30 teams or more. But I
well,
know
they
what
can
you're
probably
saying.
fill 50 teams if people
They
are going to
can.
buy tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
got Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I mean, if you go back in the '80s and somebody tells you what's happening in hockey today, they'd say, "No way, no way." They would never have guessed that. They'd be like, "No way, they're winning Stanley Cups in Florida and Tampa Bay and in Los Angeles."
That's Wayne Gretzky. He was the ambassador. Yep. So
Yeah,
I remember.
when he got traded to Los Angeles, that changed everything. Like
I think that was
people didn't even. Los Angeles was considered a Mickey Mouse organization by the NHL.
yeah, a little bit. They had Gilbert Perreault, and then they had Luc Robitaille was originally from from L.A. But I know what you mean with those purple and yellow uniforms.
Yeah,
So I remember when the Russians started coming in and were allowed to play around the world, and that was something to watch. They go around the U.S. playing collegiate teams, and the Russians would play the same game plan every game. They would just lay back for the first two periods, and then either the pro team or the college team would score and be winning. And all of a sudden, in the third period, they'd come out skating like crazy, and they just boom, 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 and win. And then then they morphed into the NHL, and the Czech Republic came in, and then the floodgates opened. So it
that's
wasn't
how
just Canada.
that's how the New Jersey Devils played when they picked up all those Russians under Scotty Bowman.
They
They would
uh
just
they
kind of
play
flood the center ice.
they
They
play a
wouldn't let
trap defense.
yeah, they wouldn't let the other team over the ice over center, and they would just keep dumping the puck, dumping, dumping,
Very
dumping.
boring. Yeah,
It was very
yeah,
boring hockey, very
very
boring, but it
effective.
was very effective.
Yeah, that's the Devils team that I photographed when I was a staff photographer for a newspaper. So I know like in and out. And yeah, like Fetisov. You're right. Fetisov was on the Devils. So
Yeah,
he
Fetisov,
would
Larionov,
he'd be on my team. Fetisov would be on my team. So Fetisov and BobbyDior as one defense line. So and that's it for the old guys. Yeah,
and then Bowman kind of took that and went to Detroit with it and kind of built the same system there. Was it
exactly.
Bowman? Yeah, it was Bowman, right?
Scotty
In
Bowman.
Detroit and in New Jersey. Was he the guy in New Jersey or was that someone else?
No, well, Lou Lamoriello did
Oh,
New Jersey and me, and he was Providence College. That's where I went to hockey camp one summer. But that's right, Scotty Bowman. He was unbeatable in Detroit, and he was
yeah.
Montreal Canadiens.
Wait, was Scotty Bowman the coach of New Jersey ever?
No, I'm not sure because
I thought
I
he
don't
was.
I don't know about 20. He might have been. He might have been. But I remember him on the Canadians, of course, and then the really hated Detroit Red Wings. They were unbeatable. Those guys. So the
Yeah, they
defense
were an incredible team.
goalie.
Super
But
fast
my
and
number
fun to
one
watch.
goalie, I know, is different from yours. You're going to go with the Avalanche and the Montreal Canadian guy. I'm going to go with the Devil guy that I photographed. What's his name? Um,
Brodeur.
Martin Brodeur. I think he was the best ever. So I don't know about
I,
now because I've
I'm
lived
gonna
longer.
say Patrick Roy for
Yeah,
me.
you say Patrick Roy. I'll say Martin Brodeur. So
But yeah, they're kind of one and the same, aren't they? Very similar styles. I mean,
big guys. Yeah.
same generation. If you go back different generations, the hockey is so different. Like if you look at, let's say, Patrick Watt and even Vladimir Tretiak, the goalie for the Russians, their styles look so different, eh?
Yeah,
Like Tretiak looks like he was playing 500 years ago, not in the 80s or 70s. You know what I mean? Like the way he was flopping around.
that's right. He was like the best goalie in the world. Him, Mishkin, and then Fetisov, Larionov. Jeez. Uh, a group of Canadians went over there in like 1950 something, and they taught the Russians how to play hockey. And I wonder who it was and how long it took. And yeah, they took to it really well. So, so it wasn't just Canada anymore. Back in the 70s, it was Canada and then some handful of names from America, and that was it. and
I
then
didn't know that.
it went worldwide. So yeah, Canada just owned the sport.
Yeah,
I
they're
remember Pat
obsessed
LaFontaine. He was
here too.
American.
They are obsessed with hockey here. It's everywhere. And when the Leafs don't win, the city cries about it. They cry so hard.
How many Cologne 68s do you have? Just one?
I had 3 at one time. I
You should
I'm
keep all of them.
I had 1 and 3 backups, but I started giving them away. I was like, I'm never going to use this. I gave one to my therapist as a gift, and I think I gifted one. I might have one left.
Yeah, that you should have a backup of that. So
I
get
think
rid
I
of your
have one.
Fev. Give
What's
me your
that?
Fev. You don't like it. I'll give you something. I'll send you more. Yeah, just give me your Fev.
How much?
You hate it.
No, I'm not giving my fev away. No, no.
You hate it. You know why? Because you secretly love it. And you know how good it is. It's so good. It's
Are you
so
trying to
good.
convince? Are you trying to convince me to love
Uh,
it?
I mean, I don't want you don't want to. No.
How
Uh,
much fev do you have?
See, I bought these at the same time, but the Fev, she brought out the big one of the Fev, and I said, no, I'll take the small one of the Fev and the big one of the Ombre Nuit. And I wish I didn't. I wish I bought the big one. So I have more than a half a bottle of the 125, and I just love it to death. I love
Which
it. Love
fev
it.
or
Love it.
ombre?
I love Fev more than Ombre Nuit, and I
Right.
love Ombre Nuit a lot. Yeah. So it just grows my
What's
Fev
your
love.
favorite part of fev?
Uh,
I can see why fev is so appealing, catchy. Like I totally get it. It is appealing. It is addictive. Uh, what's your favorite part of it?
she ones. It's a powder show, but I like the cherry. I
The
like the
cherry.
cherry,
You like the
and
cherry,
yeah,
cinnamon.
I like I like the booziness of it. It reminds me of amaretto, the liqueur
Do you like the
amaretto.
powderiness of it?
Yes, the powderiness makes it not syrupy, too syrupy to me. It makes it wearable,
How much do you love
so it
powder? How
counteracts
much do
them
you love powder in your perfumes?
the most. Starting from my Chanel Pour Major,
So,
that's why I
so
love
would
perfume.
you prefer your perfumes on the maximum of powderiness, like a 10 out of 10,
No,
or
no,
minimum
everything in moderation, but
moderation?
I like it above moderate.
So, how would you
So,
compare this
so I like.
in powderiness? I would consider it
I,
quite powdery.
I think I agree with you. I think the Machi is really good with powder in these prevés. It's a
It's a
it's a powder showcase.
tonka bean and coumarin powder.
What's in Feb that gives it maybe some powder? There's a note,
Lavender is powdery,
right? But
and tonka bean is powdery,
I
super
got
powdery.
something. Um, is it Heliotrope? It's not Heliotrope. Feb has a note. Hold on.
That cherry could be powdery too.
It's like a cherry cordial to me. Um, what's that one note that I don't know too much, but it's in Fev? I'm looking it up. Uh, that I like, and it is right lavender. You're right. Freesia is listed, and is that powdery?
I don't know.
You're right. It's lavender contributing to it,
Could be.
and then it lists mint and sour cherry, but something in there. So it has florals in there that I love. It has jasmine. I can't get enough of it. So
I can
you
see
never
why
wear
you
it.
like it. No, I hardly
No,
wear
you
it.
don't see how I like it. You hate it.
No, it doesn't matter if I hate it. It's,
You
I'm
make
not
fun
getting
of it.
rid of it. It's not going anywhere.
Let me know if you want to get rid of it. So
I will. I bet you it won't be hard to get rid of.
So what are you going to do tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday.
Chicken wings?
Um, I found this new spot. I think I'm gonna take my. I discovered it. I'm gonna take my kids down there tomorrow. Maybe thinking if we have time.
What kind of a spot?
Spot,
Like a sports bar?
something like that. But it's a 24-hour spot, so that's what I love about it. So I'll take them there after hours.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, you go
Probably.
you get food and you can sit outdoors and stuff. And I never knew it existed, but I was wandering one night and I kind of ran into it locally, and I was like, I walked past and I was like, "Is a pizza spot," and I was like, "Holy shit, that's the best smelling pizza I ever smelled in my life."
It's a pizza spot.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I kept walking, but the smell of the pizza lingered in my mind. That I walked a couple blocks, and then I went back. I was like, I gotta go back.
I saw a pizza place in your stream. It was called Gino's. Are you talking about that place?
No, no, not Gino's. That's a no. That's no, no, no. That's more. So I went back and I sat in the patio and I had a pizza. And then I saw the sign 24/7. I was like, no way. This place is
No
24/7.
way.
Yeah, and it was like it was right in downtown in the but out of kind of view, but with a nice view. You know what I mean? So it was a nice, perfect spot where people come by and they sit and 24/7. That's what I love. I love night things. I
And your
love.
boys are going to be entertained. They're going to be able to put up with
Oh
it.
yeah, they love that. They love when I take them out to new spots. I'm always taking them out to spots like where I would go when I was a kid,
Uh huh.
and now I see my son. He like my oldest when he goes out with his friends, he takes them to those same spots. I'm like, yeah, it's that boy.
That's a cool dad. That's a
Yeah,
cool
it's
dad.
cool to see that they enjoy it enough that they want to show it to their friends too.
Excellent. Not
Yeah.
Costco pizza. Not Costco pizza. That stuff makes me. I'm quitting that. It makes me not sleep well. Costco pizza. Jesus. Alfie's still here. One time I was calling Brandon Alfie like way too much, and he got mad. He said,
Why
I don't know. You don't know on the internet." And he's like, "Don't call me Alfie anymore." I'm like, "Okay, I'm
or
sorry.
what?
I apologize." He goes, "I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, man." So that's what it says, Alfie. A life worth living or something.
Yeah, it's a
So,
good nickname. I like that. It's
yeah,
cute. It's and it suits Brandon. He kind of looks like an Alfie.
he's always got to make a standout. I mean, that's way too long. I don't even know what it says. A life worth
Yeah.
sale. So, so why don't you get some number 46 and tell everyone what that smells like? So, what the hell is that? Maybe it smells
Why
like.
doesn't Brandon tell everyone what it smells like? He's got more of it than anyone I know.
I don't think he decants. I don't think he breaks open any of those things. You,
Well, you should fucking smell it and let us know what it smells like. Make a video for everyone.
well, can't you just buy a bottle from him, or can't you buy a bottle? He'll sell it to you.
I'm sure he would.
We'll get 46.
I'm sure he would sell it to you too.
No, I don't have that extra kind of money laying around.
How much is
I
it
don't know.
selling for?
I don't know, but I would guess.
I've never seen it. I've never smelled it.
I would guess like $800 or 700.
That's peanuts for Brandon.
Jeez. Well,
Brandon's probably got a bunch of those lined up in his drawers.
well, I don't know anything about this Diddy thing, but I'll read up on it. It's the secret parties. So
Brandon will probably tell you all about him, but I'm sure he's probably signed a bunch of NDAs, right? Where you can't disclose anything.
yeah, it's mysterious.
Yeah,
Can't.
he is mysterious.
Yeah, he's probably connected. But what does that have to do with perfume? So that's the what do you call it? The straw that we all know each other by. We don't have to know everything else. It's just that's fine. The perfume and just a thin straw in everyone's life. So
Yeah,
well, let
yeah.
us know how the pizza place goes. And it's these foldable sliced pizzas, right? None of this stupid tiny little pieces where you pick up with two fingers. And it's a small. It's real pizza, like from New York, right?
No, it's not. No, it's the Italian style pizza.
Right, Italian
Italian.
style, New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like the calabres, and I got the spicy one. I got a spicy Italian one. Freaking delicious. It had like salami and sausage on it.
good, good. Yeah. Okay, I feel like I'm keeping you, so I want you to go in the gym and and oh, how come your stream gets gets in the zone where a lot of people just click on it and they're just curious. So that comes when you have so many followers and stuff, and then even Instagram maybe, and then these random people come in, which you can't stop, and they just want to know what this is about. You get a lot of that, yes?
Yeah, but I stream often, and I think the more often that you stream, the more you'll find people will be like falling in here.
Gotcha.
Once they become part of your algorithm, you gotta create like it's possible that you haven't created much of an algorithm. You have to spend the time daily, come back over and over and over again. And once you create an algorithm, people will just start dropping in here. Like if you're watching this from the YouTube whatever, and you flip, you'll go into another live stream, right? And then if you
Right,
keep flipping, you'll just flip into more
right.
and more and more live streams. I think it's only a matter of time before your live stream falls
That's
into
frustrating.
that algorithm.
That's what I'm watching it on my phone at work. You, and then I scroll, but then I accidentally not scroll. I flip, and then I
Right.
go, I
Right.
curse. I'm not interested, and I have to get back into it. So,
Yeah. I think the more often you stream, the better your chance of falling into that algorithm will be. So you do it daily, it'll be better for you.
did you know that our Beau de Jour is made in Switzerland or France? I didn't know that until someone that was asking me. So
No,
I
I've
don't
got
know
some I've got some Beau de Jour on right now actually too.
why.
I love it. I spray
Well, they
some.
made it in two different cities, and then I got Switzerland, and then they make it in France. I don't know the difference, but
I didn't know they made it in Switzerland and France. That's like they make Bleu de Chanel in New York and Paris.
mhm. Yeah, I would like to smell the original of this, um, and I think you should too.
What do you
The
mean? The
the
private
private
blend?
blend, yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably deeper, but for where I live, I bet I like this more. But I want to sniff or just a little sample of the private blend. So this is my definition of aromatic.
it's super aromatic.
Yeah, this would be in the
I
dictionary, my dictionary
I
of
I
terms.
sprayed a bit on during the Oilers game, and my son's like, "I smell lavender." I was like, "Bingo, you got it."
I smell
It's
lavender.
like I smell lavender. It's like, yeah, I just sprayed Beau de Jour. Exactly.
Anybody else is smelling spilt beer. And with you, they're smelling lavender.
It's a bit bitter,
Uh,
isn't it? Beau de Jour. Do you
yeah,
find it bitter?
yes, and sweet, but it's you spray too much of this on, and you go into the plane. Yeah, they're gonna know you.
Great
So
masculine scent. That is a Ricky Henderson scent, eh?
I guess so. You know,
Yeah,
I guess so.
totally.
Yeah, I'm just proud of my Mick Jagger and Cologne 68. I think that's a 10 out of 10. So
That New York Intense would be a Ricky Henderson scent. Anything with oak moss. The more oak moss, the better.
what about the hotshot great manager of the St. Louis Cardinals and the Oakland A's?
Right?
What's his name?
Tony La Russa.
Yes, he would wear a flashy perfume or a couple of them.
Some oak moss.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Guerlain, Chanel, or Paco Rabanne. I'd have to think about that. But he was one of the best. Joe Torre, he would wear some old time stuff.
I see him as oak moss too. He was a classic. How about
Okay.
Joe DiMaggio? What would he wear?
He was wearing Chanel number 5, rubbed on him from Marilyn Monroe.
He was poking Marilyn.
So, I mean, after all those years,
Can you
I
imagine? He got Marilyn's cookie.
she was so good. I mean, she was talented. She was a great actress, and she was funny as hell.
She was
And then
beautiful. Yeah, and intelligent too, right?
yeah, I agree. They 86'd her, and those sons of bitches. I mean, if you want to see a funny, you watch Some Like It Hot, and she's just great in that. And
Yeah, she was sexy as hell, eh?
yeah, and she was a good actress. And she didn't care about the dumb blonde thing, whatever. But yeah, they got rid of her. Piss you off. Thank you very much. Now I know how to do this.
It's like they're the same way they're trying to get rid of Justin Bieber now.
Really?
Well, it seems like they put him on drugs and he's
Is he
doing.
a basket case now?
Well, yeah, look at him. He looks. I mean, the way he's dressed and the way he's walking around, he looks
I don't
kind of
know.
homeless. They're kind of tearing him up in the tabloids, saying he's broke and he sold his record label to for 200 million because he had no money left, and
Oh, he's
his
on the
marriage is
downfall
on
now.
the rocks. So the tabloids are really like dragging him, and that's kind of what happens when they fall out of love with celebrities that they've
Or
idolized for a long time, or celebrities that step out of line, that
step out
don't
of
go
line.
along with kind of like,
They step out of line. The puppet masters. Yeah.
yeah. So the tabloids own them and they start dragging them.
Oh, is that what's
And that's
happening?
what they do. That's what they did with Prince. That's what they did with Michael Jackson.
I like Prince and I
What they
like
did
Michael in the end.
with
Yep.
Marilyn.
I like Mel Gibson that way and Marlon Brando and all of that. Yeah. You got to stay in line. You got to stay in line like Tom Hanks and do whatever they want, and then you're taken care of. But you lose all your
You lose your soul. You
integrity.
sell your soul, man.
Yeah,
And
literally, you do.
Michael Jackson got to keep his soul. Prince got to keep his soul.
I'm not convinced Michael Jackson's dead. Uh, I'm
No,
convinced. Yeah,
you
I'm
think
not.
Elvis is alive too?
No, I think he's dead by now. But
Yeah, I think they're all gone. They're all
those
gone.
guys are special. Monroe, Elvis, and Michael Jackson.
Kurt
Uh,
Cobain. Nah, they're all gone, man. They're all gone.
all right, I'm glad you're thinking about Ombre Nuit a lot. So I don't know. Maybe I'll
It's
try to.
it's great to revisit it. You know, it's been so long since I've worn it. It's an amazing work scent. That's where I love wearing it the most. So many great memories of it. So many
it-
enjoyable moments. It just makes my day so much nicer.
It's great.
I
You
love
should,
wearing it.
well, rethink your top 5 then, because Ombre Nui is definitely should be in everyone's top 5 of those. So,
Yeah. What do you think of its presence?
excuse me, Pres.
Of Ombre Nuit's presence? Of Ombre
Uh,
Nuit's presence?
I'm not too sure. There's something missing. I need someone to be wearing it, and yeah, that's a good question. I I know of Fev, and I've gotten reaction. I've just not gotten feedback with Ombre Nui that much, and I know what you mean. It's maybe one aspect is hollow and missing, and I can't put my finger on it. So yeah, I think like other ones have a bigger
It wears very close
presence.
to the skin, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Almost like a parfum.
it wears great close to the skin. I think the great ones go close to the skin.
And
Yeah.
that one does, like a parfum. It's
Do
more
you have?
parfummy than Bois d'Argent. Bois d'Argent is even more of a skin scent,
Mhm.
but it's not as like parfummy as Nuit, as night. The Ombre Nuit is really like a soft night scent, a night, a going out night scent. Yeah, soft one. That's
But it
probably.
It's also bright because of the citrus. So, so I think it can do a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it's got a little bit of citrus in, but everything's kind of under that ambery umbrella.
I
The
like the
amber
pepper in it.
juice. Yeah, it's nice and peppery.
I do like the pepper in it a lot. I think I really like pink pepper, and he was
Yeah,
pretty good at that. He was pretty good at that.
pink pepper is a bit like juniper berry.
There was this early YouTube channel, and she was a really pretty girl, a housewife in Australia, and she was married to like a doctor, Australian, but he was Indian. He was from India, handsome guy. But she would do reviews, and then I'll never forget how much she loved Ombre Nuit. She said, "If you're wearing this, I'm gonna go crazy." And she was like just a regular gal, very attractive but straightforward, not a influencer or this and that. Very pretty, very happy, and I'll never forget that. And then that stuck in my mind.
I
I
don't know
never
what
met.
was her name.
I can't remember her name, and it wasn't Amy Loves Perfume, but
Amy
she,
Love's Perfume never showed her face, did she?
yes, she did. She would show it with a Halloween with green face, and
Okay,
maybe a
yeah,
couple other
once in a
times
while, but yeah,
with her daughters.
she
Yeah,
never showed her face like consistently. Like, yeah,
she her signature was SDV, and she had like 18 backups of it,
she was
and
obsessed with Guerlain. Yeah, she had tons. She had probably one of the biggest Guerlain collections I've ever seen in my
without a
life.
doubt.
Like, just
And
backup and backup and backup and backup.
but I don't think she can go a day without spraying a perfume, two or three on top of each other. She she loved her layering, and she knew women know what they like. They try stuff and they know how to layer. So she was a layer. I mean, she never wore just SDV on one day because she had so much perfume and wore so much of it. It was all mixed.
Yeah,
So
she probably wore a dozen things a day. So, who
yeah,
was the other girl from Australia? I'm curious.
the name totally escapes me. It's probably still up there if you search Ombre Nuit and from a long time ago, 2014 or 15, and then she just fell off, or people stopped. Probably had a family, but she was just like, this, by the way, if you're wearing this, it drives me crazy. I'm in love. I haven't met anyone or gotten a reaction from that from any friend or girl with Ombre Nuit. With Fev, I've gotten reactions saying, "Wow, what's that?" But I'm still searching for people's reaction on this. Just as a
I
wearer,
can
you,
I
you
can
know it.
imagine Fev being more of a head turner than Ombre Nuit.
Hmm.
Fev is bold.
Yeah,
Fev has a bigger personality. It's more showy, more flashier.
more festive, maybe
Yeah, it's
more.
just it's bigger. It has a bigger presence. Ombre Nuit, it's not timid, but it's definitely more
It's a
reserved.
crowd please. I think no
It's
one.
reserved,
Yeah.
like finely aged.
Yes. Vintage, drinkable. So
Ombre Nuit is brash. No, not Ombre Nuit. Fev. Fev is more brash.
yeah, it's in your face, and it's not. Maybe it's not fine like Tonka Imperial is, but that's what Dior goes. They go in your face. Dior, I don't know, stays in the lines, uh, and even their models, right? The Guerlain models, they have a look proper, and you know, I
Have you
think,
smelled Bois Talisman?
yeah, a couple months ago, first time.
What'd
So,
you think of it?
and I think I brought home a card. I didn't like it at first, but I gotta wear it. But I didn't like it.
What'd you think
And
of Dior Homme Parfum 25?
I don't have a bottle of that, and I sprayed it on my hand and and card, and I immediately. But I'm coming from it from what I know of regular DHP. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all, and I even to the point where I immediately washed it off when I got home. So I didn't even know how it dried down. And
Were you appalled with it?
maybe, maybe.
Oh,
Look, people are sensitive and they're going to go nuts if But I don't go out there. I don't have a bottle of it, and I don't like what they did. Right? Yeah, I don't like what they did.
Did you smell Kirky?
Yeah, yeah,
What'd you think of Kirky?
like candy, and a little Baccarat rouges. So, but I would have to wear it, and I think I enjoyed the dry down of Kirky. It was good, and the top was like a starburst, like a starburst, like Christine says. So
Yeah, it's very wet and salvacious.
yeah.
It smelled like saliva.
What do you mean that that saliva in your comes in your mouth right before you know you're going to throw up because you drank too much beer? That's distinctive saliva. When you're a kid, when you're a kid, that's sweet. But saliva is kind of rude if you like spit and smell it, and you smell it, and some gets on your hand. Uh, yeah. So I'm not sure what you mean by that.
No,
But
if you have one of those, like one of those Tootsie Rolls in your mouth, right? And you're
yeah,
swirling in your mouth, and that kind of smell of the Tootsie Roll in your saliva. That's what Kirky smells like.
okay, yeah. Well, you're saying candy, so in the same ballpark. I would have to have a decant to make any kind of real big judgments on things. But like DHP, it's just a whole different fragrance. It's just a whole different fragrance, and they should. I don't know. Somebody else should have been putting it out, not Dior. But Dior's changed. Things have changed.
Every moment, Bobby, everything's changing. And we can't put things back. We can't go back. We just keep going forward.
Really, it start things every day. A new page is turned. So it's in the playbook. But even 2 years before, and 3 years or 4 years before, things were changing. But they were kind of like underneath, undercover. But now they're in your face. So
Maybe they just can't be sourced. Maybe they're selling so much they can't be sourcing all those good materials that they've got to go cheaper and more synthetic.
they must. That must be it. I mean, like Galen would know. I mean, they have to make revenue. They have to make. It's Wall Street. It's the bottom line. It's the stock price. So it's ruined. Um, it's a ruinous formula, being big corporate. So why does this thing cost that much? Well, all the ingredients. Well, make it cheaper. So
Because Damashi wants to golf at in Augusta. He wants to golf at the best golf courses in the world.
well, and then maybe he got sick of it, and he knew where it was going, and he said, "I'm out." So it was already happening when he was there.
I think he got pushed out.
So.
I think he got pushed out.
Hmm.
And I think Kurgyan probably helped push him. I think Kurgyan had his eyes on that job, and he offered his services, and they're like, "Oh, we can get this young hotshot perfumer. We got to push this old man out first, though.
Yeah, but it's not old time hockey anymore. It's different. And look at, I mean, it would be interesting to get John Claude Elena's opinion too, because he's out now, and he's probably not happy with things.
I wonder if he'll be doing anything with Frederick Moll anymore, Jean Claude. And I wonder who's directing those perfumes now. And I wonder how long before there's going to be a new release.
I mean, how can that guy not keep working? If he doesn't keep like creating things, he'll die. I mean, he
Who?
can't. He'll do it. He'll do more. But
Elena?
yeah, that guy is nuts. So I
Well,
mean,
he could just retire. Like Pierre Bourdon retired. He's still alive.
I'm not sure if like Elena cares about, oh, this smells attractive, or the base of the history of perfume is for attract a man and this and that. He is just interested in how things smell, and is a genius that way. And a lot of the community and your followers are into that. I'm more so, the classical perfumery as, a piece of clothes to wear, to notice or get noticed in that. But Elena, he wants to make something smell like a sliding door or something like that, or you know,
He wants to recreate what he discovers in nature.
yeah, he's into it.
That's cool. I admire that.
And then they showed Quentin Beach when he was a bald-headed little kid, and he had no chemistry background, and the other students in his class all had chemistry backgrounds, and their teacher, I forgot the guy's name, he invited Elena in for one day, and all the
Bish or
people.
Elena?
Uh, Beach was in his class in the BBC documentary Perfume. Um, the teacher let him in the class, even though on paper he didn't have the right, but he saw something in him. Maybe he was creative, but he was behind the eight ball. The other students were ahead of him because they had a chemistry background and they knew how
Hmm.
to identify all the aspects, like 20 different things. And but you can tell Bish was really he just wanted to be out in the lavender field overnight by himself and just stay there and that kind of thing. And then Elena came for as a guest appearance, and they were all like wide-eyed and just going nuts. It's like, oh my god, the master's here. And,
It's like a Novechkin that just walked into the room.
yeah, because Elena was the first graduate of that school. I mean, what is it? It's Firmenich.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
You okay there?
yeah. I need some water. But he was the first graduate of that school that they all graduate from, and they create like one-third of all the perfumes in the world. You know what I'm talking about. They created Flower Bomb. They created Paco Rabanne. They created that one small school in France.
Was Givaudan? Firmenich?
Givaudan. I think it was Givaudan. It was
Yeah,
actually
it
at
could be.
Givaudan. Yeah, but that was the best part of that whole documentary. And the other part of the documentary that I love most is when they show a Parisian mother and her daughter just turned 12, and then she's going to do to her daughter what grandma did to mom, bring her into Guerlain and take all afternoon or morning to pick out a fragrance for her 12-year-old daughter, for her signature, for her future. And I love that. They brought her upstairs and they let her smell everything. And I think she picked the Violet series bottles, the doll. I think she picked that, the kid. This was around 2010, 2011.
I
So,
think I remember seeing that too.
yeah, I
And
love
there's
that.
another one with Wasser and
Exactly.
Jean Paul Guerlain.
It was based on that, the first part of it. and
Yeah,
he's
it
just
was that Guerlain, like that the Guerlain estate at their home while they were launching a fragrance or something.
yes,
I don't remember what fragrance they were launching.
it was a party launch, and he didn't do it the regular way like Chanel did it. He did it. He made his own goodie bags, and it was Lupin, and I think it was Lupin Boyu. I
Right.
figured out. So, not a world shaker. It's really a niche fragrance,
Yeah.
and because Lupin was this guy that he knew, uh, Papa Guerlain, or not. Yeah, because I rewound it and I froze it, and it's like, what are they relaunching? And they give it to all the magazine writers and their goodie bags, and they all go home in the helicopter and all that. So that was fun.
Yeah, those old documentaries are fun to watch.
That's BBC.
There's
I believe it was Lupin Voyou, not Lupin Dandy, and that's some guy's name. So, and then he had his fallout. So, and that was a collapse.
yep, say the wrong things.
Yeah, and then from then on, Wasser, he was very careful of what he said. He had 100% loyalty to Guerlain to protect him and be loyal to him. But then he handed over his key. They had to hand over the keys to him, or else the company would fold. And then they pushed the guy to the side, and Wasser said, "Yeah, I'm the boss now, and I will eat dinner with him, and I'll be friends with him." And then the reporter goes, "Well, will you talk business and about the future of the perfume?" And he goes, "I think he said no. He just said no, but I'll eat dinner with him and be friends with him." So they had to draw the line legally to separate it if they, or
Well,
else
I
they would
thought he
probably
was brought in
be
intentionally
financially ruined.
for him to kind of take over for like Jean-Paul Guerlain trained him to take over for him one day.
Yes,
He knew the
but I
business.
think it happened
The
sooner.
business was already sold to Louis Vuitton when Jean-Paul said those things and got fired.
Was it
Yeah,
2011?
yeah. I think they sold in the mid '90s. Yeah,
Well,
but
I
it
didn't.
was already under Louis Vuitton when he said that.
Uh huh.
He was there as an advisor and to kind of guide and protect of Thierry Vasset.
I
You know what
think
I
you
mean?
might be right because I remember the narrator saying Louis Moet Hennessy, LV Moet Hennessy. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, I got to take a shower. Dirty.
Yeah, yeah. Those were the good old videos. They don't make them like that anymore. I wish they would upload some more footage if they had some.
You know what's
There's that good Pierre Bourdon video that's like an hour long. It's just of him talking and talking and talking, like it's some guy interviewing him and Bourdon just going on and like
that's
having all
Duchamp's
these.
friend, right? Pierre, is it Bourdon that's his friend that goes to the bar with him? The guy that made my Frederick Mall is Iris Poudre. Is that Pierre Bourdon?
Yeah,
Okay, so I mean, Duchamp sends me pictures every time he comes to the bar and he takes a selfie with him, and this is Pierre Bourdon. Yes, maybe he lives in the same town. Oh,
maybe.
he never. Will you tell me that wasn't Pierre Bourdon?
I never seen the picture. I don't know, man.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, Iris Poudre. So I smell stuff on grown men and then young men passing by at work, and they're wearing something, and it smells kind of good. It smells like what you smell in a gym. But you know what? Today, you don't know if it's Axe or PDM. PDM or Axe.
Yeah,
You can't tell.
yeah. You don't
And
know if it's yeah, exactly,
that's a
or if
black
it's
eye
some
PDM.
Middle Eastern clone. I
Exactly.
often feel like fuck.
I smell that
It's
like every day now. But it could
yeah,
be PDM or it could be Axe. And
could be some Afnan bullshit too. You know.
I don't know. I think these guys have access at Bloomingdale's for Parfums de Marly now, and in high school, and they get it. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
walk into a lot of fragrances on people too. Some of it smells pretty good. Some of it smells horrible.
it
Some of
smells
it's
all
like,
horrible. Yeah,
no, I
it
wouldn't
all
say it's
smells
all
horrible.
horrible. Some of it's pretty interesting. Like the odd time, I sat on a bike next to some guy today, and he smelled like fig. I was like, all right, I'll take fig. You know what I mean? Like,
Right?
I'm not complaining with figs. He's
He's.
not in the
He,
newest Versace. You know what I mean?
I bet it's like the newest Lynx fragrance, and it has fig in it. And then you're like, okay, because
No, it
they have
actually
no idea what
smells
you're
pretty
talking
good.
about. It's like, hey, is that
But
Xershoff
sometimes
or
it's just
Patron?
like it's like pure bubble gum or pure Windex or just pure ambroxan bomb, bubble gum and ambroxan and amber and vanilla. It'll
And then
smell
the
like a
ladies
million
and the
things.
girls here, they all smell the same way. I think they all buy like YSL at Macy's. That's what I'm smelling, or something like that, because it smells the same. It
Yeah, it's
smells like
just
a
this
cake.
YSL bullshit.
No, you live in a more, you know, uh, perfumey metropolitan town and artsy. There were real stuff in Toronto, but here they don't know anything. They're all wearing, I think, Victoria's Secret and
People aren't
YSL.
wearing niche everywhere. I mean, there's lots of people here that work minimum wage jobs that are wearing department store fragrances. You're gonna have a mix of everything. It's not just people wearing Santal 33 here. You got you got people that never heard of that stuff, so you got a mix of everything. No, more often than not, you walk into like a lot of just easy peasy fragrances, mass appealing, nothing special. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's interesting. I'm really curious as like what that was. I wonder who was wearing it. If I knew, I would ask. But
Yeah,
and
that's the point. I'm not asking anymore.
if it's
So it was
really
Axe.
interesting, I'll start to like try and track them down. Not to ask. I won't bother people. Like if it looks like they're gonna shit their pants if you say something to them. People are weird. If you say something to them, they're just like, they
Right.
don't know how to respond. But yeah, sometimes I try and locate who's wearing it, but sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not.
And then sometimes 110% what the lady is wearing. I forgot what it was the other day, and I just knew it can only be that, and I was
Yeah,
sure, but so I didn't have to ask. It's either Baccarat Rouge or it was
I,
something
I
else, and
smell of that. I smell a lot of that Baccarat Rouge.
yeah, sometimes you just know what they're wearing. It's like, they're wearing that.
Yeah, I
Someone
smell
was
a lot
wearing
of Baccarat
19.
Rouge.
Yeah, like when someone's wearing like 19 or 19 Pudra, you know it because it's so distinct,
Uh,
and it's an older woman, you know.
the
Sh-
last time I was in the city, I feel like I smelled Santal 33 three times. That was impressive. Three times in one day on three different people.
Well, now you don't hate it as much, right?
Yeah, as long as I'm not wearing it. How about you? You like Santal 33?
I don't. I've smelled it on people, and I've never worn it. Well, I think, yeah, I've worn a sample. I don't. I hate it at all. But I think it's for maybe the fall or the winter. I don't know, but
What do you think of that stuff?
I love these boxes. The boxes now are. I like this better than Bois d'Azil. I've made a decision in the last 2 years, so
How did you get
I like
there?
Egoist better.
How did you
So
get there, Bobby?
come on,
What
some
do you
things
mean?
can be simple. I like it better.
How? I want to know how.
It's more for a man, and it's more substantial. Bois d'Azil's too light and airy. I like the yellow florals in here. How's that? I like the yellow florals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying which one is more of an art form, but
Well, Egoist
I dig it.
is artistic. It's creative. It's fancy pantsy, isn't it?
Um, it's
I feel like
French.
it has a bigger personality than Bois de Zil.
It lasts better.
Yeah, it's bolder.
5 hours down the road, you don't know you're wearing Baudazil anymore.
That
So
stuff that you have, that's beastly. The stuff in your hands there, that's beastly stuff.
yeah, you've always said that.
That is a beast. Even the
I
new
think
stuff, I find it very potent.
I think it's airy.
You don't find that beast mode?
No, no,
Really?
yeah,
It's so thick and heavy, man.
it's thick and airy. A little cloying.
Very cloying.
Yeah,
You can't.
little
I can't
cloying.
wear that in the summertime.
Oh, that makes sense. You have to have air conditioning. Thank you
What
everyone
is
for being here.
what Zilla you can wear in the summertime?
Baudazil is more waxy, more irisy.
More fresh,
Yeah,
more
is it?
sandalwoody.
Yes.
To me, it's more
Well,
creamy, way more creamy and vanillic.
I like cedar more. That's right. This is sandalwood, yeah, and yellow florals. Okay.
Yellow florals.
I don't love sandalwood like y'all do. It's cloudy. I like it. I like it because and it is creamy. I like cedar. I like more sharper, fresher cedar. I like cedar the most. One, two, three.
A lot of clove.
Yeah.
Big, big clove in there. Clove and rosewood
Well, you
and
like Water better than
and
Egoist.
cinnamon.
Say
Yeah,
it. You
I like both of them, Bobby.
no. Which one do you like more?
Why do I
I like.
have to like one more?
I'm asking you as a friend. I like Egoist. I like wearing Egoist more,
Um,
and
God,
I
I
like
mean,
I like Port Major better than
probably,
Egoist.
I don't know.
And you like Anteos better than all of these.
Yeah, I love Antaeus, but I love Egoist too, man. I love What is Ill. They're like cousins. I see them as cousins. I love the gingerbread decor in Bois de Zil. It's so gingerbready.
I remember the smell of gingerbread. It's uh, it's sharp too, not
It's
just
so incredibly delicious.
gingerbread snaps. Do
But that might be gingerbready too, Egoist.
you like
Actually a big.
Anteos the best? I'm gonna
It's
get
a
some
big
water.
it's a big
Okay.
cinnamon heart. Egoist is a big cinnamon heart. You know those
Yeah.
hot tamale cinnamons? That's how spicy it is. It's as spicy as
That,
a hot tamale.
no, hot tamale is serious cinnamon. Come on. I'm gonna get some water.
What
So
you
you
don't
like
get
Anteos the best more
you
than
don't
Baudazil?
you don't get serious cinnamon from Egoist?
I do, but I don't get hot tamale or dentine kind. That's
Really?
that's hot. So like dentine is so much cinnamon it burns your mouth. Remember?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like the hot tamale.
It's pretty close.
I'll be right back. I gotta get water.
I find it has that fiery cinnamon. No, you guys not find Egoist cinnamony, spicy hot with a floral heart, clove, carnation, rosewood. I wish I can smell it now. My son said something about the new PlayStation coming out with like smell something like a smell-o-vision. He's like, if somebody's smoking weed on the game on their side, you'll be able to smell it. I'm like, what? How the hell is that
Really?
going to work? He's like, I have no idea, but that's what they're talking about. Can you
People have
believe
been
that,
waiting for
Bobby?
it. For 100 years, people are waiting for smell-o-vision. So,
Hey, yo, Bobby, my battery's about to die.
I don't doubt it. Go to the gym, and we'll
All right,
talk
have a good
again.
night. Thanks for having me on, eh?
But yeah, now I'm going to think about what you said about the Edition Blanche and the low number 5 low. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone. I will thank you very much. I got a frog in my throat. Brandon, Germs, Christine, TK is here. TK's going to summer school maybe, or is in deep in. Thank you all for being here. I just wanted to know how to. Alfie, Dushan. What do we have here? Nicholas. Nicholas Cage. That's the best. Nicholas Cage. And that's what I need right now is a Ricola. I need a cough drop. Sometimes that guy pops up. Am I still on here? Yeah. Yeah, pleasure. So now I know how to invite, but I just have to like send a link in a text message to do it. So we'll talk to everybody tomorrow. This is creamy. And then he mentioned this, and there's definitely some parallels. So happy breakfast, everybody in Europe and in LA up late at night. Thank you very much. Talk to you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Aloha.